Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to check fresh release from Eduard, and this is a Profipack kit in 148 scale. So here we get A6M2-N Rufe, and in 148 scale this release was originally available as the limited edition. Now we get it as a Profipack, so it means you get a bit less extras, but you also get a bit more attractive price. And as you can see, we have a commercial sample here, so this kit number 82 to 19 is the final shape of this release, and you will get exactly the same stuff if you order it, for example, from official Eduard website. So first of all, we have quite nice box art here with P40 in the flight as well, and also we have the Profipack sign here. Then the size of the box is standard for such release. Here is comparison with my hand, and then on the side here you can see also some information about the manufacturer and about the kit itself. Some safety devices are there, and on the opposite side you can see 5 marking options for this aircraft. As you can see, they are, I would say, somewhat classic Japanese camouflages, and they should look interesting on this aircraft. So that's a top opening box, and here's what we have inside. You can notice that we have the plastic sprues packed into several plastic bags, and we are going to start with a clear frame which is packed into a Ziploc bag. So here we have the canopy parts, and if you remember the original release in limited edition, or maybe you remember the Zero in 148 scale, so here we have quite a nice canopy parts, and they will allow you to assemble the open cockpit, of course. So it's just a matter of choosing the configuration you would like to replicate. And also we should have the masks included here, so pre-cut masks will definitely come handy for a nice paint finish, and I think that's a good thing to have in a standard package, because it will allow you to focus on more important things than just cutting the stickers for the clear parts. Next, I've opened the second plastic bag. Here we have the gray sprues. So first of all, we start with the wing parts, and here maybe I'll open the lenses a bit and zoom out. So these wing parts, as you can see, we have 3 panels which should be combined together. We have flaps pre-molded, we have ailerons separate, and if we are talking about the external features, if I zoom in here, you can see that we have nice recessed panel lines and rivets. So it's just a matter of careful painting and trying not to lose any of these features on your model. But for this scale, I think these details look impressive, and here if I flip it over and zoom out, you can see that we have the guiding elements, and it will be easy to combine these parts together. Next, we continue with another gray plastic sprue. This is a sprue G. Here we have the fuselage halves. As you can see, both are molded together with a tail fin, and cowling should be assembled on this separate template, let's say, which will help you with alignment of all of these separate panels together. We have some of them here on the same frame, and also we have the tail wings, and tail wings should be glued out of 2 halves. By the way, here you can see that we have only the minor features in the cockpit. I can zoom in so that you can see what I'm talking about, because all other stuff will be added with help of separately molded plastic parts and also PE parts which are included into Profipack. Next, we actually going to see the cockpit parts, because here you can see the cockpit floor, we also have the cockpit walls, the rear bulkhead, we have the engine parts here, and everything looks quite fine. I would say that out of the box you get a lot of features for this scale, and even if we wouldn't have the PE parts here, still the original plastic would allow you to copy a lot of things out of the box, and with some careful painting it should look quite impressive. But that's not all, because as you remember, we are dealing here with a Rufe version, so it should have the floats, and for the floats we have the separate plastic bag. So just give me a moment, I'll place the sprues aside. And okay, so here for the floats, On the first sprue, straight away you can see this special transport card, which can be used in order to show or, let's say, exhibit your assembled aircraft, because otherwise it will be really difficult to place it on a balanced position. But as you can see, overall quality looks great. We have this frame molded as a single piece part. We also have some new cockpit elements. They should be used for the Rufe version, so definitely pay attention to this, as well as, for example, this separate rudder. We also have this special ladder, which is used in order to get into the aircraft. And here you can check these parts from the opposite side. Next, we continue with one more plastic sprue. So here you can see the actual, let's say, float bodies. So as you can see, this one is under fuselage, these ones are for the under wing attachment, but overall idea is pretty much similar. So we have two parts to be combined together, while for the main we also have the lower section molded separately. You saw it on the previous sprue. And here inside we have some guiding elements, so do not worry, it should be easy to combine these parts. It's just a matter of careful assembly, I would say. And floats might look a bit tricky, but in reality it's pretty much the same thing as assembling the fuselage, for example, so do not be worried. In case you do not have any experience with such stuff, it should be relatively easy. The only thing which might be a bit tricky is to get the alignment right, but that's also doable. That's definitely easier than, for example, biplanes, in my opinion. And next we have the pre-cut masks. So here we have masks not only for the canopy but also for the wheels, and this thing will definitely come handy, as I said before, so definitely a good thing to have inside the package out of the box without any additional, let's say, expenditure. Another nice thing is this pre-painted P thread. This is, I would say, a typical Eduard product. As you can see, we have the glazing on the dials, and it will help you to detail not only the cockpit but also some of the external elements, which is also cool, because in 1/48 scale such stuff already matters because it's visible, and that's why the more you get out of the box the better, because you won't be spending extra money, and some others just don't want to invest more, and that's where such things come handy. Next, we continue with the decals. So there are two decal sheets, and both are printed in Eduard. So here is the first one. Maybe I'll close the lenses so that you can see the white symbols. But overall, I would say that's somewhat standard printing quality for Eduard, and that's really good. We also have some cockpit decals here, so it's just a matter of careful application. Of course, you can try to copy the Hinamaru with your own masks and airbrush, but it will take some more time, and I think these decals, they actually look good here. For example, you can see the second decal sheet. This one is dedicated to the stencils. And next we have the assembly manual. So here I'll place it like that, close the lenses, zoom out a bit, and now you can see that here we have this small brochure with a short history note on the cover. Next, if I open it, inside we have the parts map. Blue cover means that these parts will not be used. And assembly process starts with the cockpit here. Straight away you are given a choice of using the PE parts, so be ready for that. And definitely think through how you will be painting all of those cockpit parts, because some of them are really hard to reach once they are assembled in place. So it's definitely some planning required here. Note that the cockpit is inserted into glued fuselage halves. And then we continue with the wing. We also have the masks application guide here. So when I was saying wheels, I meant the wheels for the special card, transport card for this aircraft. Next, you can see the engine assembly. So here we also have some decals application as far as I can notice. And then we continue with the bombs. Also, we assembled the coating on this special template, as you can see. Do not forget that you do not glue the part onto this template. You glue only the panels between each other. Then you assemble or install the coating onto the fuselage. And then you start working on the floats. So as you can see, a lot of struts being aligned together. And the last step is this special transport card. And note that wheels should be actually rotating. It's written that they should not be glued, so it might be quite handy for moving aircraft from side to side. Next, we continue with the first marking option. It's early 1943. We have this classic green faded camouflage. Next one is the white one, and here we have September 1942. One more from February 1943. And here we have two more, Japan 1944, and one more from Japan, of course, 1944. And here we have the stenciling guide for this aircraft. So overall, this is a really interesting release for those who would like to copy it zero, but they would like to have it in a somewhat unusual version. So definitely check out this kit. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such a release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.